Arav noticed something on the wall. The message written earlier, "Do not wake them," had changed. Now it said, "They are awake." A cold wave passed through the house. And then the dreams began. The first dream. Arav opened his eyes. He was standing in Caligar village. But something was wrong. The village wasn't abandoned anymore. People filled the streets. Children played. Women carried water. Men laughed and talked. It looked alive. Then every person stopped moving. At the exact same moment. They slowly turned toward him. Every villager. Every child. Every face. Their eyes were missing. Black empty holes stared at him. And together they spoke in one voice. "Find the seventh eye." Arav woke up screaming. He wasn't alone. Ria and Kabir were awake too. Terrified. Sweating. "We had the same dream," Ria whispered. The room became silent. That was impossible. Yet each of them described the exact same nightmare. The same village. The same people. The same words. Find the seventh eye. Morning finally arrived. Or at least it should have. But outside the windows, darkness remained. Arav checked his watch. 8:15 a.m. Yet the sky looked like midnight. "What is happening?" Kabir asked. Nobody knew. Determined to find answers, they began searching the house again. Hours later, Ria discovered something hidden beneath loose floorboards in an upstairs bedroom. A metal box. Covered with rust. Locked for decades. Inside were old documents. Newspaper clippings. Village records. And a faded journal. The journal belonged to a man named Father Elias, a priest who had visited Caligar in 1926. Arav quickly flipped through the pages. Most entries described strange disappearances. Children vanishing. Families hearing voices. People seeing figures with empty eyes. Then he reached the final entry. The handwriting became shaky. Desperate. The villagers worshipped something beneath house number 7. They called it the seventh eye. It promised protection from death. In return, every 20 years, it demanded 7 souls. Those chosen would hear its voice in their dreams. Refusal was impossible. The eye always collected its debt. The next page contained a drawing. A symbol. 7 eyes arranged in a circle. But in the center was something new. A hidden mark. A doorway. And underneath were written 4 words. The door is below. Before anyone could discuss it, a loud crash came from downstairs. Boom. The entire house shook. Then came another crash. Even louder. Boom. As though something massive had struck the front door from outside. Once. Twice. 3 times. The trio rushed to the window. What they saw drained the blood from their faces. Outside the house stood dozens of people. Villagers. Men. Women. Children. The same villagers from their dream. Motionless. Staring directly at the house. Their eyes were gone. And slowly, one by one, they began walking toward the front door. Then every single one of them smiled. The villagers were getting closer. Hundreds of them. Silent. Slow. Relentless. Their empty eye sockets stared directly at house number 7. And those unnatural smiles stretched wider with every step. Kabir backed away from the window. No, 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 no. His voice trembled. They aren't real. But they were. At least, they looked real. The ground beneath them shifted with each step. Their clothes moved in the wind. They cast shadows. Yet something about them felt wrong. As if they belonged to another reality, The first villager reached the front door. Then another. Then another. Soon dozens of pale hands pressed against the old wooden entrance. Thud. The door shook. Thud. Another impact. The entire house groaned. They're trying to get inside. Ria cried. Arav grabbed a nearby table and pushed it against the door. Kabir joined him. For several terrifying minutes they reinforced every entrance they could find. Then suddenly, everything stopped. No knocking. No movement. No sound. The silence felt worse than the attack. Slowly, Arav looked through a crack in the curtains. The villagers were gone. Every single one. The road outside was empty again. As if they had never existed. Did we all see that? Kabir asked. Nobody answered. Because they had. And that was the frightening part. The forgotten records. Later that day, the three continued searching through Father Elias's journal. Most pages were damaged. Others seemed deliberately torn out. Then Ria discovered a folded map hidden inside the back cover. It showed Caligar as it existed nearly a century ago. A red circle marked house number 7. But something else caught her attention. There was another building marked nearby. A structure that no longer existed. Its label read, "The Orphan House." Underneath someone had written, "Where the first offering began." A chill ran through the room. What offering? Kabir whispered. Before anyone could answer, Arav noticed another note scribbled along the edge of the map. The handwriting matched Father Elias's. It read, "Find Samuel before the I find you." Samuel. The name appeared nowhere else in the journal. Yet somehow it felt important. Very important. The photograph. As evening approached, Arav searched through the box again. Hidden beneath old documents he found a photograph. The picture was faded and damaged. It showed a group of children standing outside the orphan house. Most of their faces were difficult to make out. Except one. A boy standing in the center. Thin. Dark-haired. Around 10 years old. His face looked strangely familiar. Arav stared at it. Then his stomach dropped. The boy looked exactly like him. Not similar. Exactly. Same eyes. Same features. Same expression. Even the tiny scar above the eyebrow. What the hell? Arav whispered. Ria and Kabir looked at the photograph. Their faces went pale. That's impossible, Ria said. The photograph was dated 1926. Nearly 100 years before Arav was born. Yet there he was. Standing among the children. Smiling. The name that didn't exist. Turning the photograph over, Arav found a list of names. Each child had been identified. He found the boy immediately. His name was written clearly. Samuel Elias. Arav felt a strange pressure inside his head. Suddenly fragments of unfamiliar memories flashed before his eyes. A dark hallway. Children crying. A hidden basement. 7 candles burning. Then a voice. A boy's voice. Don't let it take me. Arav staggered backward. The vision disappeared. What happened? Ria asked. I don't know. But deep inside, he felt something awakening. Something connected to the house. The truth about Samuel. Hours